Okay, so welcome everybody to the call today. What we're going to be discussing today is entrepreneurship and being an independent agent. So, one of the things that I want to talk to you guys about is just being accountable for your new position that you're in, or doing a little bit more of a cleansing out of any kind of bad habits that you've had as a continued on entrepreneur or independent agent, right? When you become an independent agent, it's often difficult to do a transition if you're coming from an employee based position from before, right? Being an entrepreneur, you have to now acquire a lot of different habits that can be either detrimental or they can be positive for you as an independent agent. Okay, so what I want to do is kind of just go back to when I became an independent agent slash entrepreneur. Okay, now this is all about how you look at it. Here at Family First Life, you do have the opportunity to be an entrepreneur. Okay, so what that means is an entrepreneur is somebody that is responsible and accountable for everything, right? So an entrepreneur is not only somebody that's an independent agent, but it's also somebody that owns their own business, somebody that may be doing something in network marketing, things like that, that you are now responsible. There's nobody coming behind you telling you what to do. There's nobody paying the expenses. You have acquired now all of that, okay? So for me, hold on one second. Have this go to voicemail. So sorry. So for me, when I first became, I had been obviously a single mom for many years, and on a single mom, budget, it's very hard to start businesses and do things unless you have loans. Okay, so most entrepreneurs, honestly, they do end up getting loans and things like that for starting their businesses, right? But here it's a little different. A lot of people are hesitant to get a loan or possibly use a credit card or any of that stuff whenever they are starting their business. I don't know, why they tend to, be a little bit of a hesitation for that, but it is obviously, one of the things that is the most I would say deterrent from becoming an entrepreneur is because you do need those finances, right? So, when I was becoming the entrepreneur, I didn't have tons of finances, right? So I had to literally find ways to, I would say, take some money from this credit card, put it on here, do that. Now, do I recommend that? No, but can it be possible for you to do that and start and have faith in yourself to begin a business, or to invest in your business, or to invest in here? What we do is our leads, right? So I had to take that leap of faith, and I had to become strong, independent. I had to pull up my bootstraps and, do things that were out of my comfort zone, because being a single mom, it's very hard. You don't have, and I didn't get any child support or anything like that. So for me, everything laid on my shoulders, right? I was responsible for everything. And when you're taking on an entrepreneur or an independent role, it's very difficult, right? Even difficult for some of you, and you guys may have spouses and stuff, to let go of some of those things because you're afraid that you may not succeed at it, right? So it's all comes down to your belief as a independent and entrepreneur, right? So those are some of the things that you guys and I had to adjust and kind of just go all in. We talk about that all the time as this independent, you have to go all in meaning all in for yourself, right? So where do you see yourself in the future? What belief do you have in yourself? What are you looking to accomplish? These are things that, you need to understand when you're becoming independent. Okay. So once I decided, you know what, like I'm not going to look back, right? I'm going to just continue to press forward. Am I going to make business mistakes? Do I know everything that I'm doing? Absolutely not. Do I believe that I can make it as an entrepreneur or an independent agent? Yes, I do believe that I can do that. So when you guys have that thought pattern of, I can do this, I know what I need to do to succeed. And the first step is believing in myself as an independent agent or an entrepreneur, then I think it's a go and good for everybody, because now it doesn't matter what kind of obstacles come into your day, your business, you're going to overcome them because you have now realized that it's on you, right? And you have to, like I did, pull up your bootstraps, and you have to just keep going forward, right? You can't change things that happened in the past. You can't change if somebody cancels a policy. You can't change if you bought some leads that, are a bad supply, and honestly, there's really no bad supply. I guess the reason I said that is as soon as I said that, I was thinking about, like a grocery store, say that they buy some produce or something and they have a bad, everything's like rotted or something, like that's really like a bad like supply of stuff, right? But usually your supplies here are your leads. And then, obviously you guys all will have a telephone, hopefully. And that's really all you need. And these days you can do your entrepreneur, your independent agent from your house. Back in the day, whenever I started, it wasn't, you couldn't do that. You would have to go to the house. So you needed a car, and I've dealt with a lot of agents that were entering into the business, previously, and they didn't have a car, so they couldn't be successful. But now you can be successful with that. Okay, so what I'm really getting to is just giving you guys just a belief in yourself, right? I know everybody that's on here, you guys are kind of just, getting going, right? Like you have a faithful belief in yourself. You do things in the system, you get your leads, but then sometimes, you go in a different direction, and then you come back, which is perfectly fine, right? Because you guys are independent. I had an agent that she is trying to do some hiring, and she discussed with me, I've been doing this, and, I wasn't trying to, be, say anything in a negative manner. I just been doing this for a long time. I said, you know what, that's perfectly fine. You guys are all independent. My job here as an entrepreneur myself, as an independent agent myself, is to guide and direct you guys and give you guys the belief that the system works, that you guys can also succeed to where, where I am. Like I still have goals of, getting better. I mean, if we look at the call today, we have 4 people that are on the call, right? In our agency, we have a lot of agents. Are they all working? No. Are they all doing the things that they need to do to become successful, getting on the calls, things like that? No. So, these are steps that you guys are actually making, and it shows me that you guys are wanting to continue to invest into yourself. You believe in the business, you believe in the system, you're doing those things that you need to be doing in order to become a successful independent agent. So, those things there, I appreciate, and I think that you guys are going to start to see even more momentum and success and continuation in wherever your guys' goals are. So, I mean, I remember back last year, we would talk about this. Where are your goals at for, your independent agent or entrepreneur? Have a lot of you guys hit those goals? I'm going to say no, because I remember some of our goals that we spoke about, and you guys, you haven't hit those goals. How does that make you guys, feel? Do you think that there's something that you need to kind of adjust? or, are you happy where you are in your positioning of, being an independent agent? That's all something that you guys, have to kind of identify with, right? Like I said, I'm just here to make sure that if you guys need anything, that I can help and guide you in the right direction. And I think that's great, because when you look at, a lot of the business owners and things like that, in different industries, right? Most businesses fail. I mean, if you went to the convention, they fail in the first 3 years. Okay. Some of you guys, most of you guys haven't been here for 3 years. So, you are still in that baby business phase, right? You're still growing your business. You're still growing your identification as an independent agent. You're still gaining your confidence. You're still, going out and, sometimes when you're in the home, maybe you still feel a little bit of uncomfortableness asking some tough questions, things like that. These are all normal things that we all have to kind of identify with and grow into as we're becoming more independent in building our business. Okay. So, that back to you guys hitting your goals, I'd really like for you guys to re-identify where your goals are for 2022. It's, going into March. We had January, then we went to, conference in February, and now it's almost at the end of the month. Are you guys wanting to do anything different than you did last year? Or are you content with where your business is as an independent agent from last year? And you're good. These are things that I want you guys to kind of consider and think about. Okay. Also, when you're doing your, your business, I want you guys to, follow your expenses. Okay. This is something that I do as an independent entrepreneur. I have, you can do any kind of tracking. You don't have to get a special, software. I mean, there's QuickBooks, there's all of that other stuff. I'm just using my spreadsheet. I simply just do it month by month. I calculate, any deposits that I get in for my business and any expenses. And then at the end of the month, I see if I'm, where I'm at, right? It helps me gauge where, I may need to make some adjustments and where I may need to, or where I'm seeing growth, right? Can I cut out any of these expenses? Am I using the resources the way that I need to, that I'm paying for, because there's so many different options out there. You can use this system, you can do, this, are these things beneficial for you? You need to make sure that you understand that so that you can, utilize your profits in a positive way to grow your business. Also, the other thing is utilizing training as an entrepreneur, as a independent agent. The great thing, Family First Life has, just obviously grown and grown. There's so many different platforms of training available. I mean, like, you can do a podcast, you can do the YouTube, you can be on Facebook watching something. Okay. You guys need to start to focus in on only things that you're wanting to acquire and learn. You can't have, and the thing is, it's like a squirrel kind of, looking around like, oh, there's all this stuff, right? Which is fantastic. If you ever need it, you know that you can find it. But you guys need to design where you want your learning to go to. So for instance, if you guys are like, what, I really want to do this, phone sales, I want to do telesales. I just feel like I can't get into the homes. I can't book the appointments. I can't drive there. For instance, Jared, you're working another job, maybe I can dedicate this amount of hours in the evening, and I want to master my trade here in the telesales. My suggestion is you just focus on just listening to things that are only for telesales. Okay. So you would, sorry about that. You would learn and, take notes and just be like a study of that specific, area so that you can get even better at it, right? And then once you get better at that, then move over to something else. But those are some of the great things that you have available here. So you have the availability to get that training and all of that stuff to make you a successful independent agent or an entrepreneur. Many people have done it before you, right? They've shown you how to do it, right? So you don't have to like, go reinvent the wheel, right? It's like, the wheel's already reinvented. You see a lot of people these days, there's not a lot of new inventions coming out. I mean, sometimes here and there, maybe a software or something like that, but everything's really just something that's already been done and somebody is just, adding to it a little bit, right? Just making it a little bit better. And then they're becoming profitable from just doing that. Now, that's what you guys can do as well for your business. There's all of this information. Everybody's already done it. Just get good at doing those things that you need to get good at so that you can see that success. Never compare yourself with other people. What somebody else is doing, that's great for them. Always be supportive and happy for other people that they're getting the success or they're seeing success, right? Why would you want to do that? Because that just brings more of that back to you, right? Some of the people that, maybe don't feel that way and they're, looking at somebody else's success and being like, oh my gosh, like it being a little bit negative. I'm assuming that that's, kind of triggering into their success too. I've just found that the more joyful and the more happy you are to see other people succeed, the more uplifting, you are. It gives you more confidence in being able to do the same thing, right? You don't want to look at somebody else and say, I can never do what they're doing or anything like that. You always want to just become positive when you're seeing, other people with their success and their growth, because that can be you, right? And you're on your own path, right? You, like I said earlier, you have your goals. You want to get to your goals for what you want to do and what you want to see as your entrepreneur and independent agent. That's the beauty of, being an entrepreneur. Is, I, sent out that email and you see, there's somebody that's working a traditional job and there's somebody that's an entrepreneur. Your traditional job is a lot different than this. A lot of times we're by ourselves. Obviously any of you guys can call me at any time, but you don't have that, unless you're going into the office, which there's offices everywhere now, which I do think that you guys should take advantage of those. If you can't go every single week, at least try to go once a month. Do some interacting. But as a traditional job, you walk in every morning, hey Bob, I'm here, how was your morning? It's not like that. Like sometimes you're like, oh gosh, like, why should I get up this early? It's only me, nobody else is here, but you have to be like, oh, I got to get up early. I got stuff to do. I got to, check this, like for me early in the morning, what do? I get up early. It's only me. Like, and, I'll get up and then I'll get, ready for, my day. And I start out, I do my little daily habits as an entrepreneur, as an independent agent to make sure I see success. Those little habits for me, what I do is I'll get up in the morning, I'll read my devotional. I haven't been exercising as much as I need to because I've been trying to do some classes, but I used to do a few exercises in the morning. And, that would get me going. But I'm not doing that as much. So I'm not good, but then I'll get some coffee or tea. And then I'll, sit down at my computer. I'll check out my emails, make sure I clear those. And, I'm literally getting up at like, my alarm goes off at 4:30 and, I hit the snooze button. I don't care, some people say hitting the snooze buttons for losers. I'm like, well, whatever. I don't care. I'm going to hit the snooze button because at least I know I'm making an effort to try to get up at 4:30, but like I usually will roll out of bed and, about 5:15. And that's good for me. That's still early enough. I mean, I still have time in the morning to get everything done. But so never feel guilty about not getting up like or hitting your snooze. I mean, your body and your life, what you need personally, right? But then I'll check my pending. I'll do some stuff on my computer. I'll do my emails, and I get all of this stuff done literally by 6:30 in the morning. I have all of that stuff already done, so I know once 8 o'clock starts, that's usually when I start more of my day on being able to engage more with say clients or carriers, things like that, but I'm already prepared and I can get all of that stuff done. By the time 8:30 comes around, I mean, I'm good to go. I'm either in the field, or at 8 o'clock, I've already started doing my dials and setting up my prep for the day, things like that. As an entrepreneur or independent agent that you have to kind of do by yourself, right? You don't have everybody, telling you what to do. So those are some of the things that I've learned to do is get those things done early in the morning so that I can continue on with my day and I feel more prepared for the day, right? That way, once my day starts and I start having things that are like just thrown my way, I have a client that, I get an email stating this client cancels. I get, maybe unfortunately, what we do is life insurance. I get a death claim. I get other things that are coming in from, maybe something with an agent. Like before I get all of this stuff, I have everything kind of situated to where every day I know that I'm at least moving forward with my business. Okay. So those are some of the things that you guys can do. I do my expenses, I update them early in the morning so that I know, like, because we get our deposits in early in the morning. You guys, you see those posts, check your email, oh, I got, or whatever. I mean, everything usually will come in, within your bank and, we have the phones and you can see, oh, this is what I'm getting for deposits. I help this family and you can put all of that into your expense spreadsheet. You can have an idea of all of those things that are needed to, just feel successful as a business owner, even if you're, not seeing, a positive profit for the day or for the month, like this is a ongoing thing, a lot of you guys have been, like I said, here for a little bit, and it's just an ongoing thing. Not much changes, right? It's the same thing. This isn't like we're, doing research, trying to identify the new way to cure the COVID so we don't have to hear about it anymore, right? This is like, this business has been around for a long time and nothing changes. It's a really simple thing you have to do. All you really have to do is call the people up, families, help them with their insurance, and then you have to maintenance the policies, you have to deal with the cancellations, and then you have to do it over and over and over again. Now, does that get mundane? And do you want to have like more excitement in your business? Like, maybe curing cancer or something that like feels more um, you know, alive for you. I don't know what it is, building something, who knows, right? Those are things that you guys want to do like as a hobby or, research, you have to find things that keep you alive. I personally, I enjoy doing this. But it was something that I had to get used to too. I had to get used to being an entrepreneur and doing the same thing over and over again. My mind works in a futuristic, I need to keep going, moving forward. Like I don't want to have to be doing the same thing. I want something new to be entered in so that I can feel like, and I had to do a lot of personal growth and adjustment to realize that doesn't happen here, right? It doesn't happen at all. It's just, I mean, maybe you'll hear something new from somebody that that they're trying or doing, and you get these like golden nuggets and you're like, that's fantastic, let me try to implement that. And that gets you all like re-excited, right? Because you have something new to try. These are just little things, and look for those things, right? Especially if you're feeling like, gosh, like the downside of the business is really just dragging me down, right? Like it's just taking me down. I don't see any kind of lifting from it. I feel like I have a chargeback, I have this going on, that I don't know if there's any way out of this, like there is. Just stay positive and just keep doing the things that you're doing, consistently doing them. Just, getting your supplies, your leads, getting yourself on the phone, getting yourself in the home, or, on the telephone, or doing a Zoom, and, just interacting with the clients, those can be a really good way to also to kind of, give you a little bit of excitement. I know whenever I'm in the house with the clients, like, obviously you want to build that rapport with them, right? And they're interesting, right? Some of them have great stories, like, find joy in that. Like, don't think, oh, this person, when I call them, they're going to be so negative and whatever. Like, think of like the joy of, maybe asking them what they used to do, things like that, to make it more, exciting for yourself, make it a learning process. Most of my older clients, I always learn something different, or just identifying with them something, that's where you guys can find your joy of, being able to help other people, maybe listen to their story of something that has happened to them, for, their family. Maybe, they had to pay for everything with a credit card, or, their debt from a previous funeral, or maybe nobody's ever left them anything for an insurance, and so they don't understand it. Like, just look at these things as ways to excite you about the business and your independent agents and entrepreneurship to grow your business. Okay. So that's kind of just what I wanted to go over with you guys. I hope it was helpful, but I do want to know if you guys have any questions or anything that I can help you with when it comes to even any questions about this, or anything in the field you've had recently, or any questions on maybe your supplies or your leads. Does anybody have any questions? No? Okay.
Stephanie, I do have a quick question
Okay.
for you.
Okay.
Now, I know we've been waiting for the website. Is it available yet?
Yeah. So in the conference, they kind of did a little bit of an introduction. There's supposed to be some stuff that's all like integrated all into one, right? I don't think it's available right now yet. I know that they updated the face of the website, but I don't see anything on the back office side excuse me, updated yet. So hopefully that's going to occur here within the next 30 days. And then we can kind of go from there. And that'll be really exciting too, right? Because that gives us something to look forward to. We have some new
Exactly.
technology. Like, if you're going to do any hiring, that's going to be easily accessible. We can learn all of that stuff. But, until that happens, we're kind of all in this, like, just we're doing the things that with what we have and trying to make the best of it. And then when we get all of that and more information, then we'll be able to expand and learn all of that together. So.
Okay, thank you so much.
You're welcome. Anyone else have any questions?
Not really a question, but want you to know how much I appreciate your help.
Oh, of course. I'm here for you anytime, Pam.
Hey, Stephanie, it's Tyree. I just wanted to say I was able to jump in real quick, and wow, oh my gosh, I just took like a half a page of notes, and those mere couple of minutes, I was able to jump right in, and I'm going to implement some of those morning routines or habits that you have. And like you said, kind of like fit what works best for you. Yeah. So what? I hit snooze, so what?
Yeah,
Just
exactly.
finding that out. That's awesome. I'm like, heck yeah, that's me. Yeah.
Yeah.
I'm just like,
Yeah.
oh,
Good,
so it works.
good.
But actually my question is, and I'm glad you brought this up about earlier, with your emails, checking your emails and things like that. And my first, which will happen, my first chargeback came through and they've canceled. So I need to call the client, and I just want to discuss, maybe some quick tips here, and then maybe later on.
Sure,
Do a follow-up
absolutely.
in
So
detail.
yeah, so when a client cancels, it could be, we all think, oh, this person doesn't want their insurance anymore. It can always be something that may have occurred. I've had a lot of people that have called me recently because maybe they've had some bank changes. They said that they had some stuff go on, so they had to change their bank. So that was a reason it was canceled. You know, other things are maybe their finance has changed. So maybe you can call them and say, you know, hey, I got an email. I just want to make sure that everything's good for you. Is there anything I can help you with? You know, is there a different policy? Maybe we can lower your, you know, face amount. Is there something that's going on with, you know, your banking? You know, did somebody come in? You know, what has changed? These are some of the things that you can ask them. So that way you're able to know a little bit more what the reasoning is. Now, if they just say they want to cancel, then it's just something, it's part of the business. That's why, you know, you just want to continually produce, because you're going to have those days or those times when, you know, a client's going to cancel. It's just normal. I look at it more or less like, you know, when you go to the store, right? And you buy something and you're like, you try it on, you get it home, you're like, yeah, I don't really like it, right? So the client is the same, right? They're trying on whatever or your policy, right? And maybe they decide that it's not for them, right? It's the same thing. That's part of being the independent agent and a business owner, okay? You have to understand that there's going to be things that have been taken back, right? And that goes for your pay as well, right? Because you're getting paid, which on the advancement for the whole year. So we're anticipating that that client is going to see how important it is to have the coverage, and they're going to continue to keep it, right? Because we know how important it is, right? But when that doesn't happen, then obviously you're going to have to give back some of the advancement, because they are no longer making that payment on it. So, you know, unfortunately, our thing is, you know, we want to make sure that our clients get the year, keep it for a year, you know. Yeah, we want them to keep it for longer, but you know, like at least have them keep it for, you know, a year or so, you know. I mean, I personally wouldn't understand why somebody would get the coverage, pay for it for a specific time and then cancel it, because it's really a program that's designed for, you know, obviously long term. You know, we want it in place in case, knock on wood, they die. So, but that's, you know, just something that we have to deal with. So, you know, just give them a call, just say, hey, you know what, I came out, I saw you, I noticed that, you know, we're having a little bit of changes going on with your policy. Is there something I can help you with? And just address whatever is available for them at that time, with, you know, however you can help service them. Okay.
Perfect, Stephanie. All right, great. Yeah, I'll give them a call and kind of do that intro. You said that little soft intro about maybe some changes happening, or,
Yeah.
you know, maybe they didn't know how to update their information or whatnot, and then how to handle it, you know, if they are canceling,
Yes.
and kind of what that looks like. Thank you.
Yeah, and the thing about the policies when they do cancel, unfortunately, it gives you a negative balance with the carrier. Okay, so what happens at that time is they're not going to go into your bank account. They're not going to start taking money from you. Okay, they're anticipating that, you know, we are all grown adults, and that you're going to either help more families to compensate for that balance, or you're going to, you know, pay it back. And when they do that, they'll set you up with a payment plan, things like that. So and they usually will give you some time. So, you know, which is, you know, I think fantastic. It's not, you know, if you don't pay it back, then you're going to get a vector on your insurance and on your credit. So, you know, these are just some things that you want to be, you know, entrepreneur and independent agent responsible, having your financial understanding intact, if that makes sense.
Got it. Okay, so I think what I heard is a little bit about, you know, once you do have that charge back, there's a negative impact with that company in relationship with you as a company owner. And then you just kind of want to help the client maybe look at that specific company a little bit more for you as well.
Right. Well, and it's more or less as, you know, I mean, you're going to obviously want to make sure that, you know, you're doing the best for the client. You want them to have life insurance. You know, I think everybody should have it. When people think that they don't need it, kind of worries me. But, you know, as for you as the business owner, you're now responsible for, you know, all of that financial, you know, advancement that you got for paying that back. So if you can reinstate them, and get them, then it'll kind of, take away that negative balance. If you can't, then, financially be responsible and adhering to, your, responsibility there by either giving them a call, setting up a payment plan, or helping more families with that so that you can get that balance taken care of.
Perfect. Okay, so kind of like a building back credits.
Absolutely. And that's how I look at it. I mean, when I get a negative, I think, oh, like, of course, do I get, upset that like I have a little bit of a negative balance, because it can be, like one, you think, oh, why did that person, cancel? And especially if you've spent a lot of time with that family, like, it's like, sometimes I'm in a home, just depending, and I'll be in there for, 2 hours. I feel like I've, talked to them, they know the importance of it. And then I get like something where they're canceling, and then they don't want to change their banking account. They just don't want it. And I'm like, I spent all of this time with them, and I kind of take it personal, but it's like, I know that I've done my job the best I can. So, just, know that, and you just want to continually just do that with other families, and just continue to build. Okay. Does anybody else have any questions or anything?
No, Stephanie, thank you so much.
You're welcome. It's always a pleasure to speak with you guys. I'm glad that you all were able to hop on, and, let's get out there this week. I don't know if you guys are all on the work spots, what lead sources you're continuing to use. Hopefully they're, being a profitable investment for you, but the work spots, does have those discounts. See if there's anything on there that can help you this week. Come up with a goal, try to hit it. Similar to, the snooze button. Does it stink whenever you're hitting it and you're like, does it stink when you're not hitting your goal? Yes. But do you have enough resilience to keep going, and maybe setting another goal and saying, you know what, I didn't do it this week, but I'm going to try for it again. I'm going to try for it again. And then, you're going to find that goal that you set, that you maybe were trying to hit and you didn't. And then all of a sudden it becomes a regular for you. You're going to up your goal, and you're going to see just so much more growth. So, just don't be too hard on you guys' selves. Just continue plugging into the business and the system. You guys have any questions, just give me a call, and looking forward to seeing you guys all again next week. Okay.
Bye, thanks. Thank
Okay.
you. Bye.
Bye. Bye.